Monday morning, everyone. Have a sip of that coffee so I can have some coffee with Drea. Can you just top this off for me? Good morning. Please say hello as you come in so I can say hello.
Just coffee.
All you gotta do is have the coffee. Yes. Thank you. It's good to have friends. Actually, I think she's getting me coffee for her own sanity. We have a busy, busy day ahead of us. Good morning. How are you all? I would love to say hello to you. See who's joining us this morning. That'd be awesome. I was just making some notes very quickly and lost track of time. Good morning, Sally. How are you? Hey, Miss Vicky. Good morning to you. Morning to everyone. Look at that. Y'all got my hair colored because it was so blonde from the sun. Now it's so dark. Hi, Patricia. How are you? Oh, I love that little hibiscus flower. That's cute. I have to find that one. I hope you all had an amazing weekend. Good morning, my little cupcake. Good morning, Sandy. Those of you that are in this crazy snowy blizzard storm, hi, Leanne. Hi, Sue. Good morning. Thank you for blessing. We've been praying for you. Y'all hold on. Thinking about you guys is what got me on this morning's subject. I've seen some of the pictures. Good morning to y'all. I hope that you are faring well and staying safe, because y'all got quite the little winter storm to ride out. Good morning, Sally and Sherry. Good morning. Good morning, Miss Patty. Kathy, good morning. Good Monday morning, actually. Our day looks beautiful. The skies are blue. The sun is shining. Good morning, Miss Joyce. Good morning, Phyllis. I have a cousin whose last name is Sedlock. His name is Scott. Are you related? Do you know? He lives in Louisiana. But his family, I think, is in Ohio somewhere. I think. Good morning, Robbie. How are you? Hi, Jane. Hi, Michelle. So, first of all, you remember, like, good morning, Bobby. I certainly hope you're feeling better.
Yes.
I saw that you had done a live last night. I haven't had the opportunity to see it, but I look forward to doing that. Good morning, Huff. How are you? Hey, Dawn. That'd be awesome. I'm gonna ask Scott. I don't really know his relatives. We grew up together, and you know. Good morning, Tamara. I'm feeling well. Thank you very much. Yesterday we had the kids all left for their week at spring break, so my granddaughter wanted to go to the lake and fish and ride bikes and stuff. So they're about 4 hours away, but they got there safe and sound. So we got to hang out with them a little bit yesterday morning. So you guys remember last week's message? We were talking about allowing others to receive blessings by blessing us. Ask if he knows Drew. I will do it. I'm going to write that down so I don't forget. Anyway, so we talked about our inability to allow others to receive blessings because for whatever reasons we have for having a hard time accepting that. And so we challenged one another to do that this week. Hi, Lynette. Hi, Teeny. Good morning. And I just wonder if any of you allowed that to happen this week, be it a smile or some help in some way, because we decided that if we don't accept help when it's offered and we need it, that we are stopping that person offering the help from receiving a blessing. And so I just wondered. Good morning, Linda. Hi. Oh, they're also saying, hello, Deanna. I forgot to say that Deanna is here. Deanna and I have been, we get the privilege and the job feeding everybody's animals and taking care of them. So we've been doing horses and an orphan calf and the chickens and the cats and the dogs. It's fun.
Oh, that's right. We got Bullet today, don't we?
Yeah. I think I'll just have Robert run by there.
Okay.
Anyway, so when I was thinking about this morning, before I start that, remember, hey, Miss Cat, how are you? Man, I hope your construction woes are coming to an end. I hope you find a miracle worker. Anyway, if you need prayer, if you need words of encouragement, this is the place. That Coffee with Drea is not about Drea. It's about all of us, and an interchange of encouragement. So please feel free to talk, to say whatever you'd like. We like to call this a safe place. If someone is ugly or trolling or whatever, we block and delete immediately so that we can keep you as safe as possible. From St. Francis? Yes. Yes, yes. Good morning, Vicky Spade. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. So, like I said, what inspired this, other than, my normal night before and morning, earlier my husband was talking, I was like, stop talking, I have to say prayers. He said, okay, I'll say a prayer for you too. It was funny. What got me on this subject was thinking about the storms right now, the winter storms that people are having to hunker down for, and they can't get out and about, and they're stuck at home. And so I thought, it's kind of like the storms in our lives. Oh, good. That's good to hear, Kat. We're still praying for you, though. We can't avoid them. Everybody's going to have some type of storm or another in their life. Some are stronger storms, some not so strong. And it's not that we're unable to survive the storms, because we can. Many, many, many people have survived what seemed like storms that they couldn't survive. Good morning, Miss Regina. Hi, Mary. There's a story, oh gosh, was it Paul? Who was in the ship in the storm for 2 weeks, 14 days in the Bible.
I don't remember.
He was on his way to Rome.
Somebody will probably remember.
Anyway, I'm thinking it was the Apostle Paul, but he told the captain, I'm thinking you probably shouldn't make this. Maybe we should delay that. You should delay this a couple of days. The captain heard him, but he didn't listen, and they took off anyway. And so they were in this horrible storm, and they had to take the sails down and everything because the ship could not be controlled by the wind as they normally could. But God told him, it's okay. Y'all are going to come through this storm. Everything's going to be okay. And Paul let them know that my God said, we're going to be okay. Hi, Annette. So I think it's in the book of John. See how bad I am? I can't remember that. But I know those of you that are regular Bible readers will know the story I'm talking about. Anyway, so that's a good example for us. I have been so blessed by amazing women in our community who have checked on me each day, offered prayers, and kept me aware of what I might need to know. Such gifts and beacons. Oh, Bobby, that's so sweet. Thank you to all of those that gave that to you. That's a blessing that they received for blessing you. So like I said, life storms come to each and every one of us. Hey, Jesse, good morning. We can't avoid that. You know, and sometimes these storms are simple storms, storms that we can brave through and they come and go quickly. But then there's those hurricane storms, you know, the ones that just the winds are unleashed and the rains and the sea surge, etc. So much. But the thing about a hurricane is, in particular in modern times, as well as the blizzards that you guys, good morning, Deborah, you guys up north have been having to deal with. I'll get the words. We get notice. We're told, hey, there's a storm coming. Batten down the hatches. We have time to shore ourselves up, to prepare, to board up the windows if necessary, to lessen damage, to have the food, water, whatever the essentials are for our survival. And this gives us the ability to ride out the storm with a place to shelter, a place to be safe. Let's see what Sandy says. Fate whispers to the warrior, you can't withstand the storm. The warrior whispers back, I am the storm. Love that one. Sometimes things may seem like storms have rainbows so large at the end that it makes you wonder about how bad that storm really was. Isn't that the truth? Trina, good morning, sweet friend. Thank you for being a pillar I needed through my surgery and recovery. We're still praying for you, Miss Trina, and we love our gifts that you sent. So very thoughtful and handmade, and you could tell that love was poured into them. So thank you for that, Miss Trina. So the thing is, when we are warned of a storm coming, do we take heed? We hear, but do we listen? Do we do what we need to do to make it through that storm? Sometimes things we need to do is to get rid of bad habits, negative attitudes, and anything that really weighs us down. People, family, friends, whatever, that are toxic to us. These are things that weigh us down. And it makes it so much easier to give up and give in instead of being a survivor of the storm. We don't need to worry about the aftermath. We need to worry about how we deal with making it through a storm. Like Bobby said, even the worst of storms, there's these gorgeous, beautiful rainbows at the end that we need to learn to appreciate. And that rainbow is a good symbol of us making it through the storm. There's a scripture that I like because it's got the word joy in it. It's at Psalms 30, verse 5. It says, weeping may endure for a night. We could say for a storm. But joy comes in the morning. This scripture reminds me that no matter what, there's hope. We have hope. We have the ability to ride through that storm. Have we prepared to do that? Would be the question. Let's see what Sherry says. I finally got the foreign object out of the bottom of the foot. It wasn't a floral stem, it was clear stained glass.
Ooh.
I had left foot done and nerve taken out of ring finger toe. I'm afraid to get out of bed yet. I am cut open on bottom and along top of right foot. They took the left foot and took care of the ingrown toenail. I am feeling good though. I am so happy for you. I hope that you continue to heal well so you can get up and about again. Hi, Miss Susan. Absolutely, Robbie, me too. Psalms is such Proverbs too. But Psalms is such an encouraging book of song. It's beautiful poetry as well. And there's so much there, so much hope for us. One of the things I think we need to remember as well when we're faced with riding through a storm is that we don't know necessarily what God's purpose for us is. But we need to be reminding ourselves that we have purpose. We do. There is a purpose for our being. There is a purpose for us being allowed to go through a storm. There is a purpose for us surviving. What do you do with that survival? Do you sit back and go, whew, made it? Well, after you take that big sigh of relief and realize that your hope helped and your prayer helped and your positive attitude and positive vibes helped, what do? Use the storm as a lesson, not just for you, but for others as well. You guys know about we're coming up on the anniversary of my 2 oldest children being killed in that horrific head-on collision. What was the purpose for me to be able to ride through the unimaginable storm? I believe that my purpose, as was shown to me actually at church one day by a visiting preacher, was to use that storm and the survival through that storm as an encouragement, as a beacon, as Bobby would say, to help others see, yes, it's horrible, it's unimaginable, it's painful, and you have to go through it.
Are you leaving?
But you can. Because you know what? You still have purpose. You still have a purpose to fulfill. You are important. You have value. Your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your prayers, everything about you has value. Yes, Bobby, amen. Always a message from the mess. I'll never forget Roberto telling me, Drea, you've made it through the mess. Now you got a message. And you better share it. If you don't, God's going to use somebody else. Oopsie. Yes, Susan, and isn't that the most difficult part for us human beings? We think we know the answer. Everything points to this answer because that's the answer we want. So we find ways to justify the answer we want. And very often it's not. Sometimes unanswered prayers are an answer. And sometimes we get an answer like sometimes I'm like, God, really? I never thought that I would be doing this. We're over 3 years now, y'all. Isn't that crazy? And I sometimes ask God, why me? There are other people that could be so much more encouraging and have such a message. And he says to me, girl, do what I tell you to do. You have a purpose. You have a message. I've given it to you. Now share it. You've made it through a storm of life. Let others know. Let them know how you made it. Encourage them to be able to make it through their own storms. You know, in the last year and a half, we have all suffered through some weird storms, y'all. And everybody's like, why is God allowing this to happen? Well, we might not know the answer as to why we're allowed to go through it. Of course, he's not the one who caused it. But let's hope that we all find a way to become stronger on the other side of a storm. Let's show who we are, who our character says we are, who we are at the core of our being by the way we choose to ride through a storm. Do you have something to read to me?
Yeah,
please.
You read Robbie Woods?
Go ahead, read.
They're about to go through a storm. I really needed to hear this today. Thank you. My husband works for our church and he has been receiving unfair treatment by his boss. Yeah, I know. We were told last week he is getting a demotion and a huge pay cut to the tune of $900 a month. He doesn't feel valued at all right now. Please keep us in your prayers.
Absolutely. Oh, Robbie, and that's so much harder when it involves your spiritual life as well. We will absolutely keep you in prayer. I'm writing it.
Rogie said, good morning, everyone. My goal today is to contact a person that doesn't have an opportunity to get out to visit with others. I may not have much to give, but a lonely person will be so happy someone thought of her.
Absolutely. Oh, that's so sweet. And really, don't you agree those are the more important things that we need to be doing, is to touch someone else's spirit and bring their spirit joy, help them find a little joy. What a thoughtful, loving, kind thing to do. Bless you. Got another one for me? So I'll sip my coffee while she reads.
Let's see, Kathy says, it's amazing how much strength the storm gives you to work hard at being a better person and giving hope and love to others.
Absolutely. Beautifully said, Kathy. Beautifully said. And we don't always get to know who we've touched. We don't. Sometimes we don't need to know. Sometimes that's our lesson, is doing what we're asked to do, whatever that purpose or that gift is we have to share. Sometimes using that, you feel like, oh, nobody's listening. Why did I do that? Oh my gosh, there's other things I could be doing. Of course, I allow any of that to touch me and I get slapped really hard. I think God says, this one we really got to knock in the back of the head. She's a little stubborn.
And I help.
And
just kidding.
Yeah, she's glad to help with that one.
Hey, Charlotte.
Good morning.
I think I saw Marie on here.
She did.
Good morning, Marie.
Yes, good morning. But the key here always is you have a purpose. And like in Robbie Wood's case, wow. How do you find the blessing or the message in their storm? When it involves your spiritual life, it's even more difficult. So I would ask that everybody pray for them. I can guarantee you, God's got a purpose here.
Oh, yeah.
God's got a purpose here.
Yep. He always comes through when we need it.
Right, Deborah? I am. And I will freely admit it. When he shows me something I need to be doing and it's not something I want to do, I'm like, really? I don't want to. Yes, I whine to God. I mean, he's my father, right? So I'm going to whine. And he's like, no, really, you got this. You can do this.
Oh, if I can only send y'all pictures. Just kidding.
She's going to video this.
Then I'd have to turn around and video myself.
Hi, Suzanne. But I guess part of what I have to remember is, am I preparing for the storms? Am I putting, food down in the root cellar? I know we don't all have one. It's just an example. Am I shoring up my family, my home, my heart, my mind, my attitude? Am I getting rid of that BS attitude that's so easy to fall victim to? We all have it. We all have the ability to have a bad attitude. And when we see stuff people are saying and doing, it's so easy to fall victim to that within ourselves. Y'all, all we do when we allow that bad attitude is harm ourselves and our family and those in our little communities. Don't fall victim to yourself and your fear and your worry. You got this. You have the power to be and do whatever is necessary, as long as you shore yourself up. Shore yourself. If you're Christian, be sure you're I've often said I am not a religious person, but I am very spiritual. And you have to shore yourself up with spiritual things, spiritual people, encouraging people. Why do you want the negative Nellies to be there? All they're going to do is drag you down. Somebody said, I don't know, 6-8 months ago, but Drea, we can encourage the negative Nellies. Yes, we can. And we can share the message, whatever that message may be. if they continue the negativity and you don't see a change and they're dragging you down, bringing you to the, quote, dark side, walk away. Turn your back on it. Walk away. It doesn't mean that they're not going to receive encouragement. It probably means you're not the one to do the encouraging if it's not working, right? You have something?
Trina said, saying God leads us to those that need to hear what God has for them. That's what happened yesterday. A young man that had a bad life and entered a new chapter, I'm assuming, in his life with a new baby. On the way, I sold him a used washer and dryer and a few words of encouragement he needed. Hey, Laura and Carolina.
Hi.
And then Bobby said, Robbie and I was a youth minister, and I went to give an older couple my phone number, which was on the bulletin board, and my position and info was gone. The pastor apparently did away with my job, but never told me or paid me for the last month. So many more amazing things were in store for me.
I love your attitude.
I know.
Because that would be really hard to deal with. Really hard. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Phyllis says we have always sown good seeds in order to receive ourselves.
Very well said. Absolutely. We have to talk about that one
go?
day. The seeds we sow.
Okay.
Let me write that down. See if God wants us to talk about that.
Y'all just kick me out.
Seeds we sow.
I know. Cataract surgery is pretty cool, isn't it? Let's
see.
see. Where's the ones I just lost some? Murdy says, I've always said I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. I like
That's
that.
well put.
Hey, Laura. Deborah Kelly, I need ideas on how to find new friends to do things with. Since COVID hit, I'm very lonely.
Oh, I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
I do. And I don't have magical answers. If you have a church family, that's always a good place to start.
Crafting friends close by.
If you have friends that share your love of crafting, and I know you do, so if that's your thing, I know it's difficult to get out and about with the COVID thing. Don't go to a bar. Just saying.
Yeah, I know, right? Vicky says, I was so blessed I was able to read a book this weekend without wearing glasses.
Yay!
So happy after my second surgery tomorrow I can get rid of my glasses permanently. Prayers were answered.
Awesome. That makes me happy.
The only thing I can say about that, after cataract surgery, you do see better. You'll be able to read, but over a little bit of time, you might need cheaters, which is no big deal. Yeah, cheaters are $1 a dozen.
Oh, thanks, Marie. So are you in my life. Deborah, all my new friends are online. You know what? There's something to be said about online friendships. We certainly are socially distancing, are we not?
Yeah.
30 years working for the church, I've learned that God's house is filled with all kinds, and that hearing him when he is talking is critical. Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes the lesson that needs to be learned in a case like Robbie's and the case like was explained when your spiritual family is involved, sometimes the lesson may not be yours. Sometimes that lesson may be someone else's, and you are the vessel. So the attitude with which you handle a tough situation like this maybe would help someone else, and that could be the purpose. We just don't know.
Wow.
Online family, yes.
Bobby worked for that church for 30 years.
She did.
Wow.
That's
a good heart right there, because I'm afraid I'd have went in and said something.
That's why we probably don't get that one, because God knows we would not behave.
I know, right? Like, excuse me.
Right?
That wasn't very Christian of you.
And two, seek your advice carefully, because advice is only as good as the one given it. So if you're choosing your confidants without thinking about who they are as people, who they have proven to be as people, You might be getting bad advice, y'all, especially when you're trying to go through a storm or come out of it. Be very careful. And I'm not saying be negative. Look, I need to take a dose of my own medicine. My kids tell me this all the time. They're always so worried when I connect with someone. First of all, I always give the benefit of the doubt. Always. Even if I've been warned. Even if somebody says, this might not be the best friendship for you, Drea, or the best coach or whatever. I accept the warning and I walk in with my eyes open.
Cody.
However, I'll give you an example. So
Quick.
Deanna came and stayed, I don't know, a short time. And my son questioned my daughter and said, is Deanna good for mom? Or is she another one of those? And Jesse's like, no, she's a good person, blah, blah, blah. My son immediately allowed Deanna in because he trusted his sister's opinion. And Deanna's like family to him now. But the point is, I have to work on my ability to make better choices as to who my confidants and who my advisors are, because again, the advice is only as good as the person giving it. So I wouldn't go to advice for somebody, a business advice to somebody, if they don't have business acumen. I generally wouldn't go to someone for advice about my husband if it's someone that's never been married or doesn't have a good marriage. You know what I mean? You have to think these thoughts through, because we are women. We need friends. It's been scientifically proven that women in particular, I didn't read the study about men, in particular need friendships, close friendships. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's because we need somebody to complain about our man with, or no, I'm kidding. So it's something that God put in us to need these friendships. So I just say be careful. I get messages lots from people who've just recently had a bad experience with a so-called friend. And my advice is, if the friendship is toxic to you or to them, it's not a good place to be. You look like you need to read something to me.
No, Carrie had said, I have found this community to be a wonderful blessing. There's always someone willing to listen, pray, and offer encouragement. Mm-hmm. And then, let's see, what was the other one? Robbie said exactly, I'm also very careful with who I ever let lay hands on me, and prayer using discernment is very important. And that right there is very, very true.
Absolutely.
Because you never know what comes from them to you. Where's that? Kathy Brooker Carter says hi.
Hi, Kathy. Hi. Thank you for reading.
Somebody else popped in. I can't find them. Morning, Laura.
This has been a prayer for a close friend who is for me. There you go. And never be afraid to pray. To say a prayer. Y'all, you don't have to be a churchgoer to have a relationship with God. Just talk to him.
You also don't have to have this elegant 5 to 10 minute figure out what's the most eloquent way to say this prayer. Just talk to him like you would a friend.
And he already knows you.
Yes.
So he knows you might stumble on words, or he knows, like me, that I'm going to whine and stomp my little feet, that I don't want to do that. What do you mean I got to do that? I don't want to talk to her. Why are you making me run into her in the grocery store? You know how I feel. You know, that's me whining in my head, and then God saying, get over there.
Or he goes, take the left turn. Go a little farther. Take the right turn.
And there they are, face to face, right? So, I'm a lesson learner all the time.
Oh, thank you, Bobby. I know, I haven't been putting as much on it because Facebook, I just haven't been liking right now.
And where two or more people talk to God is in their presence. Absolutely.
Marie, you have a blessed day. We love you, girl.
Love you, Marie.
Suzanne Campbell says Henry keeps crying when he can't see the screen.
Oh, hi, Henry. And Colt, right? It's Colt. Good morning, you little munchkins.
Don't be crying.
Thanks, Marie. You as well.
There you go, Carrie. My prayers are simply an honest conversation with God. There you go.
Yes. You know, I know in the Catholic faith they say the rosary and that, but I know lots of Catholic people, and they also pray personal prayer. Not just the rehearsed type prayer. There is no right or wrong prayer. As long as you're praying to Him through His Son, Christ, you got this. He's going to listen.
Bobby, I just love you. You're just the best cheerleader I could ever have.
Aw, well, I'm sorry Colt's not there. I'll try to remember next time.
Hey, Miss Slocum. Morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. So, remember that this too shall pass. That sounds so simple, doesn't it? So simplistic. Like, okay, well, I've been in this storm for quite some time. When am I getting out? I don't know. I don't have that answer for you, but I do know from my own experience.
Good morning, Stacy.
That you too can make it through. Hey, Stacy. Good to see you.
Why are, the prayers and stuff that we do and the storms that we go through, we're so focused on the storm, praying and waiting for the answers that, you know what, a lot of times it's as simple as get out of your way.
Get out of your own way,
and
that's right.
The hardest thing to do is to get out of our way when there is a storm.
Absolutely. We will, Amy. I just jotted it down. We could use prayers for our family right now. God knows why. Absolutely. As a devout Catholic, I was taught always to talk to God, always not just through my rosary or specific prayers. Yes, Bobby. And that, I think people get confused about that sometimes. Phyllis, I think it's when we finally learn the lesson is when the storm is released. I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you.
I know, Carrie, right?
I'm thankful He puts up with me because, look, when the
morning, Julie,
when the kids died, first of all, my first thing was I needed to pray. Well, after falling apart, but I couldn't pray because I kept praying for this not to be real. So I couldn't pray, and I was having arguments in my head with God because I kept like, please don't let this be true. Let me be dreaming a bad dream, those kinds of things. You just have these conversations, but you can't really pray, or at least I could not. So, brothers and sisters from our congregation came, and I told them, you've got to pray with me. I can't pray for the right thing. Please pray with me or for me. And so they would. And there was some comfort in that for me. Pray for my mom, please. Her Alzheimer's is getting so bad. She lives with us. It's really hard. Stacy, absolutely.
Robbie, you have a great day and a great week. She's getting dressed. It's time to change this. Messed her up there. And Trina says, okay, I'm missing Jesse.
Aw. They're out having a good time.
Yep.
They're at a lake camping in a camper. She has Lucy with her. They're riding bikes and fishing and doing all the things that they deserve to be doing. That I wish I was doing. Holly Ann, I know you lost children and give good advice. I would like to read your book. I'm having a really hard time. Holly, I'm almost done. Thank you. First of all, Holly, I don't remember how long it's been for you. I guess ultimately that doesn't really matter, does it? I have a really hard time too. I mean, April 24th makes 21 years since my children's life journey ended so tragically. And my new journey, for me, began. I can say there are days, and now we're getting into the spring, the March, April. All of my last memories, of course, with them were during that time period. And so I recall every year, I go through the same thing. I recall, that we went to Los Maples Park and all the things that the last big things that we did. And so it's very hard. I would like to tell you that goes away, but it does not. I will say this, with time, and I'm not going to say it the way most people do because it aggravates me. Time heals all wounds. Nah, it doesn't. It really does not. It scabs them over. But every now and then, Holly, if you're a believer, I would certainly say prayer. But I would also tell you to surround yourself by people who are willing to listen. My battle cry is just let me cry. People have a tendency to want to fix it so that we're not hurting. Well, let me tell you, in particular, when you bury a child or two children, there's no fixing. It can't be fixed. Your pain is permanent. But if they would just let you cry when you need to cry, and you let yourself cry when you need to cry, I don't care if you're in the middle of the Walmart. If you feel the need to cry, you cry. And if somebody wants to offer you condolence or consideration, it's fine if you take it or not take it. Remember that your grief is your grief. Nobody can direct it, or they should not. And my biggest thing that helps me through regularly, 21 years of regularly, my Justin and my Dee Dee would want mom happy. They would want the mom they knew to continue to live the best life she can. And I remind myself of that literally every day, maybe sometimes more than once a day, especially this time of year. So Holly, pretend like I'm giving you a kindred spirit hug right now. And my goal, I've been working on this book for a while. I had hoped to have it out last April on the anniversary date of their accident. I'm just about done. Deanna's helping me type. I'm doing some rewrites. I'm adding some things in there, and then it will be available. And Holly, I'll send you a copy, so not to worry.
Sherry says, we have a young lady, her name is Brittany, and she desperately needs lots of prayers today. She is separated from an abusive husband. Excuse me. She has 3 beautiful boys and one that's 2. He's a special needs baby and has been through so much already. She is struggling, 3 kids, a job, and trying to find a home.
Wow. Now there's a storm.
Yeah.
I hope we will keep her in our prayers. I hope that she has people she can count on.
Amy says, we work so hard to spread happiness, and some things hit us like bricks, and we can't control what others do. Amen to that.
It's true. Oh, Holly, you're so welcome.
Well, welcome, Janet James.
Hi, Janet. How you doing?
Bobby says, I love that we have all gotten to know your precious 2 who are not physically here, but spiritually will always be.
I love that too.
So
they would love that more importantly. My children loved ministering to others. They loved it. Going to the nursing home was something that Dee Dee liked to do. She liked to go to the nursing home and read the Bible to people who could the elderly who could no longer read or see.
Sherry says she has no family support. She has turned to my husband and I. So prayers for strength for you and your husband.
Yes.
Sherry.
There are resources out there. You'll have to search for some of them to make sure they would fit her circumstance. But she's an example of what social services should be doing for people. People like
Mhm.
her, helping her with her children. And bless her heart for walking away from an abusive relationship, knowing the storms she would have to deal with. What an amazing human being she must be.
Phyllis, I agree with you. I firmly believe that people are put in our lives, whether for a short time or long, in order to help them or receive their blessings.
I agree.
I agree.
I agree. And sometimes, oh, silly phone. Sometimes people are put in our lives that seem good for us, and we are their lesson or blessing. And then we discover after a little time that they are not good for us. What takes a lot of courage is to walk away, especially if you've already developed some sort of relationship with them. Like the young lady who's married, who's walking away from an abusive man. I'll bet you he wasn't abusive in the beginning when she fell in love with him. But then he became toxic for her, and she had the courage to walk away. Bless that young lady. Bless Brittany. What does Janet say?
She says, I'm okay. Understanding the meaning of loss. Would have buried my mom 6 years ago tomorrow. It takes a lot of strength to get through, but we do. Sending anyone who needs a hug and a prayer.
Thank you, Janet. That is so kind of you. And that's your blessing that your mom left you with. Your ability to send a hug and a prayer to those that are in need. And I'm so sorry, the anniversary dates are so difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say a little extra prayer for you, Miss James.
One of my favorite things that I like to do for y'all, and there's quite a few of us on here, and all I'm going to ask is if you take your right hand, and don't feel silly doing it, and put it on your heart for me.
Okay, I'll play.
That's me sending you a hug.
Oh, well, you've got to give me a real one.
Well, I can do that too.
Right, Phyllis? She said it's a lesson she's learned several times.
Oh yeah, we still
Me too.
learn.
Sometimes I think we learn more from the failed relationships, by failed meaning they were not good for us relationships and friendships, than we do from the permanent ones. We learn not only what not to do, but what to do from them. Aw,
It's the best way I can give you all hugs right now.
that was really sweet. I wasn't sure where she was going with that.
Thank you, everyone.
Aw, Carrie. Love you bunches, Deanna. Oh, you don't know the troubles I've seen. I'm
Yeah, I
just
know,
kidding.
right? Oh, Amy, anytime you need a hug, you just put your right hand on your heart, and that'll be for me.
Amy and her family need unspoken prayers. We need to say prayers for Stacy's mom, whose Alzheimer's is getting worse. Brittany, the young lady who left her abusive husband, I assume husband, with 3 children, one of which is handicapped. Special needs, I should say. And then, of course, Janet, who anniversary is tomorrow. Oh, Dottie's sending you a hug right back. Good morning, Tanya. I didn't see you. Don't we all just need that? And that's what, when we talked about allowing others to be blessed by blessing us, sometimes that's all it is allow them to give us a little hug. And sometimes you just feel the warmth from that other person perks you right up. Everybody loved a hug. Such a simple thing.
It is. It's such a simple thing that, but it has such a great meaning for it. Oh, thanks, Joyce.
Aww. That's sweet.
You let
All
monkey meet you halfway.
So.
Y'all are a blessing to us, you know that. Oh, thank you, Bobby. Eliana is hugging me.
Oh, hi, Eliana.
Such
Hi,
a
little
sweetie.
princess. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Miss Trina.
Oh, thank you.
So I guess the lesson for us all today in our discussion, one is we know that all of us are going to have storms in our lives. We have got to remember that this too shall pass. We will make it through the storm. One of the things I firmly believe that we need to do, much like choosing joy, we have to cultivate that joy and, feed it and water it daily, constantly. We also need to prepare ourselves, shore ourselves up for the storms of life. The more prepared we are, and I don't mean by sitting around moaning, oh my God, I got a storm coming, oh my God, poor me. No, I mean build your spirituality, build your core, build your character, surround yourself with the beauty of others, with positivity, nurture yourself and those around you, celebrate yourself, get yourself ready to receive the blessing that follows the storm. So have the essentials so that you do have the ability to ride out the storm, because you do. You have a purpose to fulfill on the other side of that storm. So let's do that. Let's just prepare ourselves.
So thank you, Deanna and Drea. This message has me in tears. This morning really touches my heart.
Oh, I hope that it has helped you in some way.
All right, Monkey, I'll let you know.
What, we gonna let her know?
She wants to see me before I leave.
No, you don't. She's not leaving that soon, Monkey, so there you go.
I'm going to see her.
Yes, we need to put on the armor of God. Absolutely. Huh?
Dude, I'm going to get to see her when she gets home. Can't wait. Looks like I'm going to Pennsylvania. Yeah, Bobby, you have a lot of prayers for you, girl.
Yes, you do.
And
Thank you, Catherine.
Where's the one? Let's see. Carrie says, my storms are continuing to brew. Prayers for patience and guidance are much appreciated.
Absolutely.
And I said prayers added along with wisdom.
Oh, girl. I pray for that every day for myself. Especially the direction. I'm a little bit on the stubborn side. I know that's hard to believe, but.
Teresa says, Dre, my 91-year-old husband has ALTS?
ALS? Lou Gehrig's?
He doesn't know us. That's the hardest thing about it, not knowing his three girls.
Aww. But you know him.
Carolina, we love you. She said thank you for today.
Oh, you're welcome,
Janet
beautiful 61-year-old. She's so gorgeous.
Janet says, just going shopping in your store.
Oh, thanks, Janet. We appreciate that.
Monkey's told Janet, I just did.
So just remember you have a purpose.
Yes.
And if you're a Bible reader, read Psalms 30, verse 5. It's something that, one of those scriptures that I just love, because to me it's a scripture of hope. It says, weeping may endure for a night. A night is relative, right? But joy comes in the morning. That is the reminder to me regularly that no matter what I'm going through, this last year has been a financial nightmare with the COVID and all the things. I'm not going to bore you with any details, but it's been a real struggle for us here. And I have to keep reminding myself, be hopeful, work towards your goals, keep doing what you do. There's a reason that we've had these struggles in this storm. And I give up that. Whatever that reason is, that blessing or that blessing that's coming our way, and it's coming. I know it is. It always has, no matter what. I give it to God and say, whenever you're ready. I mean, I'm ready now for the blessing, but hey, whenever you're ready, I'm ready.
Yeah, that's one thing that she doesn't ask for. She hasn't asked for a lot of prayers. But let me just say that if y'all could pray for her, she needs prayers. She just doesn't like to ask for them. And on the good note is every morning that I get up, I see joy, and it's not. No, but if we can get prayers for Drea and everything, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yes, thank you. Always want a prayer or two. Yes, Janet, absolutely.
Yep.
It has made us remember the simple things in life: love, friendship, and family.
Good
Absolutely.
morning,
Good morning, Colleen.
Putting things into place during the lack will help when it's time for plenty.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. You know, and we can learn a lot from nature, the squirrels, and the way they put things away.
Okay, I want to see you carry nuts in your mouth.
Ew.
Squirrels put a nut in their mouth
and then go store them, so they have some for winter and the storms.
So I want to see you put a nut in your mouth and go store it for winter.
You're terrible.
Yeah, I'm just goofy.
But yes, we do need. Bobby's point is very absolute, on point. We do need to prepare.
Lord, I need some prayers.
Yes, we all do. We all need them. So let's just everybody pray for everybody today.
I know, Bobby, she does. Oh.
I know, Janet. What did she say?
Now, don't touch that last one, are you? Oh, that's funny.
Actually, my husband is quite funny.
He is funny.
Yeah, he is. He thinks he's funnier sometimes than he really is, but you know. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining us this morning and being a source of encouragement for us. TDR is coming.
And there will be lots of nuts.
Yeah, it's a fun nutty time though.
It is.
Anyway, thank you for joining us. I hope that you feel encouraged and ready to move on with your week, and please surround yourself by all the good you can. Put all the good you can in here, because the more good is in here, the less bad will come out here, and the less bad will reach down into your heart. I think people spending way too much time reading all the negativity, watching all the negativity on TV and social media, etc. We need to spend a little bit more time maybe out in the sunshine, or reading a book of encouragement, or reading the Bible, saying a prayer, calling a friend. Huh?
Colleen sent you stars.
Thank you, Colleen. That's very kind of you.
Phyllis says, thank you for being on and giving blessings to all of us.
Oh, y'all are my blessings as well.
She enjoyed today with us all.
Thank you.
Yes, Amy, your hubby is funny too.
Jody?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's
Even
a
though
nut.
he does have a broken behind.
He is a nut. But a
Susan
fun
said,
one.
thanks, Dre, for the love, and back at you.
Oh, thank you, Susan. So y'all, let's do our regular sign off. And I think
Bobby,
next
we love
week
you.
we might talk about what was mentioned this morning, and I forgot who gave me the idea, but seeds we sow.
Oh, thanks, Sherry.
Anyway, y'all have a blessed week.
I know, monkey.
Know that we say a prayer for you guys. Everyone that joins Coffee with Dre is what I say to God every day. So we hope that you find what you need in the week this week. Never give up your power, guys. Never. That's the power to be that amazing human being you're intended to be. That amazing human being that should be celebrated, appreciated, and validated. And also, please, most of you can say it with me now, but look at the joy back there from Sandy Loomis. Always, always, always choose joy, y'all. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.